don't know, but I've been told uranium ore's worth more than gold. Sold my cad, I bought me a Jeep. I got that bug and I can't sleep. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to stake me some government land.
Welcome to Pandora's Box. I saw you. Fucking saw you. This is the podcast where we talk about our favorite fandoms in terms of our thoughts, theories, and opinions. We also like to do a little production analysis as well as story dissection. My name is Tyler Garner, and I am joined, as always, by my friend and co-host Christian Almonte.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is a rainy Saturday, but I hope wherever you are, it is nice and sunny and beautiful.
And in this episode, we're going to be jumping off of our Fallout episode from before. In this one, we're going to do quite a bit more of our thoughts, theories, and opinions. Christian has some things that he wanted to discuss more in terms of, I think, the linear progression of the series as a whole. And if I can contribute, I'll contribute.
Yeah. So just wanted to have, because I like to have fun with the Fallout series because it is obviously my favorite kind of RPG series next to the Elder Scrolls, both ironically made by Bethesda. So
I guess I would want to start there. Why do you like it so much?
That's a good question. So Fallout and Elder Scrolls kind of have been with us since high school days.
Because even you in particular, you were saying in the last episode how you went back to the old games after playing like the more recent games.
At some point, Bethesda had I think this was in preparation for 76. They had basically said, hey, we're gonna offer these to people that have blah 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 games. We will offer you Fallout and Fallout 2 to play in the meanwhile. And I was like, because I didn't really know anything about the first two. Like we never really think. We see Fallout 3 and we're like, oh, Fallout 1.
Yeah.
So like, oh, there's a -1 and -2. So Fallout 1 and 2 were like only for, because console didn't even exist back then.
But it's funny because it's the same exact thing as with Elder Scrolls, because past Morrowind and even past Oblivion or before Oblivion, nobody give a shit.
Yeah, no, I still don't even know.
Anyone that plays Daggerfall,
I have no idea
Arena.
what Elder Scrolls Arena is about, and I've launched hundreds of hours into that franchise,
Mm-hmm.
So there is kind of a certain irony there, because especially considering like it's beyond our years, literally. So the gamer back then was very different from the gamer now.
Yeah.
This first Fallout had a very, the target demographic was just very, very different, because no one really was a gamer back then.
Yeah.
Like, you just played games.
It was more of an niche thing.
Especially in the 80s, where like arcade games were kind of more popular back then. Before I think in a couple of years arcade, like I forget what that whole decline was, but in like 2 years arcades kind of left the whole mainstream vibe.
Yeah. And
then it kind of transitioned obviously into PC games, and then eventually about a decade.
Well, it became more plausible for games to be played at home.
Yeah.
You had the NES, you had the Sega.
Yeah, but back when you look at the old Bethesda games, I know this is a Fallout podcast, but back when you look into the Bethesda games, we had the old Elder Scrolls Arena. I was watching that documentary, which is like the history of the Bethesda game studios, which I would recommend to you. It's a great, amazing documentary by No Script. But one of the lead artists, the same artist, ironically, that had that issue with the DC area.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Take photos, yeah.
He and he's like, I don't know if this should be put into the fucking documentary, but I didn't play that Elder Scrolls Arena game because of the cover art. Because if you look at the cover art, there's like a woman with like a V
Let's take a look.
Spandex style thing covering her biddies, and it was just like, this is a fucking Elder Scrolls game. Like it spoke a lot, but it didn't really speak to him. Like look at the cover art.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, damn.
Like imagine as a kid, like going, like you're not gonna be able to get past that with your parents. What parents gonna buy that for their?
Like such sauce.
Yeah. Very different vibes. Completely different vibes. But that was kind of the origin where they, and that's actually, it's cool that we're bringing up Elder Scrolls Arena, because that's where they first kind of invented the whole idea of that you're merging into the world.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently that's like
the whole role play.
That's the whole that's the game design that they really kind of stuck with, which is the idea that you start out in this small confined space, because I think they start in a dungeon in Arena.
I think that's the joke though. The running joke is like you all start as a prisoner in like pretty much every single Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah, but they do that intentionally, because they like the idea that you give them the hammer, and once they master the hammer, then they give them like the chisel and all that stuff, and eventually when you walk out, you're so accustomed to this small space psychologically that when you open that door and you see that the world is yours to explore, you kind of fill with that awe. Just like how in fucking Fallout 3, it's an amazing first shot when you walk out of that vault and you like see, because you've been living, you felt like you've been living in a vault,
and it's like
life.
you went from like nobody to like now you could be anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
I see it. It's just kind of funny.
And it was also the origin of like kind of that whole open world experience too. And this goes in like Witcher. This goes in name any other like open world games. Where you basically, if you see that in the distance, you can go to it.
I think that's a little different because in those games, like with Witcher, you're kind of walking in with a persona. You're walking in with sort of a role to be played, and you, unfortunately, with the story with those, not unfortunately, just how they're developed and played, you can't really go away from that. Like you can't not be a Witcher when you're playing Witcher versus like with Skyrim.
So this is where I have the disadvantage because I haven't played any Witchers since Witcher 2, so I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, with Witcher, it is a role playing game, open world, but nowhere near to the extent that the Elder Scrolls of the Fall. Yeah, because in those games you could quite literally just fucking walk wherever you want, and you could be anything you want. But like in Witcher.
So maybe similar more to Dragon Age than in like Inquisition kind of thing. But either way, that it starts here at Arena and then eventually it goes up into the Fallout games. So kind of taking it back to where we were talking with like the initial Fallout 1 and how I enjoyed it. It was a little bit different. It felt like I was kind of playing more of a board game than anything else, which isn't bad. It still had the flavor. I think the flavor was the thing that drew me the most to that Fallout 1, and I think that's the same thing with why Todd kind of picked it up, was that he enjoyed the whole concept of the the 50s and that whole the whole music soundtrack is like 50s done through like this kind of morbid like broken radio kind of vibe. So that's a major point for me. So in terms of Tyler, you've played Fallout 4 and you know a little bit about the how that game operates. Did you ever get to the point where you like were building stuff?
Yeah.
Did you like the building stuff?
I thought it was really cool because I started to make like pretty rudimentary structures. I was like, this would be really cool. And then I find out that you could make wires and stuff and you could put lights in. I said, Jesus. And then I think at that point I just got overwhelmed. I'm like, I'm not ready for this. This is way too much going on.
I spent probably the majority, and we said this, I think during the Kenshi podcast, where I was like, what was it, however many hundreds of hours or tens of hundreds of hours into Fallout and like Fallout 4, and I didn't like progress anywhere. And that's because I was building the whole time. Yeah. Like I literally spent I remember this specifically, and I've had like a dozen characters each with days of hours on them. And that first character, I remember I get out of the vault, I'm like, my boy, like I go out and my like house is destroyed, my neighborhood's destroyed, I'm all, broken up about this, Codsworth's all fucked up. And so then I'm like, wait a second, I can build. And so for the next 3 days straight in game, like all plot lost meaning. I had no reason to search for my kid. I was just like, dude, I'm building a house for the next 3 fucking days. I like tore up that whole city for for like scraps and resources. Yeah, just to make my own like little spot. And you know what's interesting about that whole thing, man?
What's that?
That was a last second add-on.
The building aspect?
The building aspect. Literally, they were like ready to like pretty much ship it, and then the guy's just like, dude, I've been working on this little kind of building, like little building kind of mini game, I guess you would say. And you guys think we should put this in? And they like literally waited. They're like, yeah, why not? We'll do it. And then it became like one of the most popular features of Fallout 4.
It's the same with so many of those games, like Assassin's Creed 3. At the very end, they're like, what if we did like a little bit of like ship play, like where you're captaining a ship? They're like, let's do it. And then they're like, everyone's like, this was so great. And like the next game was only ships.
Yeah, that was literally one of their I forget who it was. One of the developers was just like, dude, if we knew that it was going to be so popular, we would have had you like rebuild an entire town and like.
Oh, why didn't you fucking do that?
I know, exactly. That's the funny part. And so then they kind of tried to expand on it in Fallout 76, and then you're like, well, now it's just me in a house.
Yeah, it wasn't going to save 76.
I was going to say it wasn't as interesting as, having a town with actual NPCs.
Yeah, a living town.
You could trade and be like a store guy, that kind of thing, yeah. It lost a little bit of its meaning. And I think that's also kind of why, Fallout Shelter was popular now that we're looking at it. I enjoyed Fallout Shelter more than I liked 76.
Isn't that the one where you're just basically running a vault?
It's like a little app, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, you make a Fallout shelter. They added quests to it, though, so you can be outside of the vault now. They added a lot in that time. I remember back when I was a groundskeeper, I would literally just be chilling out, and on my break, back when I had like those old iPhones that lost battery in like 2 seconds, I would like use all my battery on like my lunch break just to play 76 for like that half hour. Sorry, Fallout Shelter.
Yeah, because I remember random people at work that like, I was not ready to have a conversation about Fallout, and all of a sudden they're like, I'm playing Fallout Shelter. This game's so much fun. I'm like, do you even know anything about Fallout?
Yeah. I feel like I don't remember who it was because I don't remember if this came out when we were in high school. I kind of forget, but I do remember that like someone had maxed out like the level of floors that they could have, or like they had gone as deep as you can possibly go, and I'm like, dude, I play this like all the time. How are you actually doing this?
So now, I guess for a question for you, Christian, again, is what is your favorite Fallout game out of all of them? I think we touched on it a little bit, but I kind of want to know why. You know, what stands it out to you more so than any of the other games in the franchise?
Yeah. So to recap, my favorite one is Fallout New Vegas, and if you're out there and you're a New Vegas fan, you know, it's an amazing game. So the reason why I like Fallout New Vegas, I mean, there's a million reasons why I like Fallout New Vegas, but Fallout...
So let's start with what do you think differentiates it from the other ones? Does anything change it? Because I know you said it was developed or it was made by Obsidian Studios.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Obsidian, made it because Bethesda was very busy with Skyrim, because Skyrim was a long production. I think that was like somewhere between 4 and 6 years. I could be wrong, but yeah, they needed with the last one, they needed something spun up with them. Meanwhile, but it took all their resources and might to make Skyrim, and thank God they did. I mean, they made over 360 hours of gameplay in fucking Skyrim, which is absurd.
Yeah.
Fallout New Vegas was taken up. The reins were taken up by the wonderful Obsidian, which made some classics such as Outer Worlds and so on and so forth. So Obsidian. By the way, I think Obsidian also helped with the original Coder, if I'm correct.
It's possible. I have it on the shelf right there. I'll take a look.
Yeah, we could take a wee gander.
Just the original Coder, or you think they also did Coder 2 as well?
I think they did both. Pillars of Eternity.
Oh, they did the second one.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not crazy. I knew I wasn't crazy.
Well, way to not give them any fucking credit.
Way to not fucking give them any credit.
Yeah, it's on the front.
You had me questioning my whole life. I was like, is this true?
Yeah, I was so dumb. I didn't even look at the back of the front of the box.
I didn't look at the title. I didn't look at the cover art.
Yeah. I wasn't even looking at Coder. I was looking at Simpsons Hit Run. Neverwinter Nights.
But yeah, they were made by Obsidian Entertainment rather. They made such classics like Coder, Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Yeah.
And they also did Neverwinter Nights, which is a very popular D&D game. Outer Worlds 2, which I didn't even know was a thing until we looked it up. Then they also did one of those Pathfinder style ones.
Pathfinder.
There you go.
Adventures.
Pillars of Eternity. So Fallout New Vegas was interesting for multiple fronts. One, obviously, and we actually discussed this previously, but the idea that you don't start in a vault.
Okay, there was that. Yep,
that was unique off the bat. Like, there's not a whole lot of video games where you start off and you're just a casual courier going about your job, and you get Jason Bourne essentially, where a guy shoots you and you should be dead, but you somehow are revived by a kind soul.
Wait, so you start the game as just some fucking random dude that just wrong place, wrong time kind of a thing? You start as Courier 6, I believe. Basically, the whole idea was Mr. House. Mr. House is this old pre-war dude who has he's basically like a mummy, but his brain is in a computer. Yeah. And he runs the security bots in the strip. He runs a lot of the technology in the strip. And what he does is essentially he needs this platinum chip to help him. Mm-hmm. And basically, a lot of people want the platinum chip for themselves. They don't want it to go to Mr. House because then they want to take over the strip for themselves. One of these guys is named Benny. He is a snappy checkered tuxedo kind of guy. Mm-hmm. From the vest or from the
New Vegas Strip. And eventually, Mr. House is like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have like 7 couriers, right?
Mm.
We're going to have them each take a package. No one knows which one has the right package. So we're going to have all 7 of them go. So it increases the chance. I mean, if someone's going to try to assassinate you,
Good chance they'll get the wrong guy.
Good chance they're going to get the wrong guy. These couriers didn't know what they were really carrying. They managed to track down you. And Benny and his gang of fiends, who are those kind of junkies in the hills, kind of like tribal junkies, they catch you. Benny looks you down and he says, I hope this interaction doesn't have any fallout between us. Fallout New Vegas. No, he doesn't actually say it. Well, he basically says the opening lines, the cutscene of it, basically, you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, no big deal, I apologize, but you're going to have to die, that kind of thing. The game was rigged from the start. He flips the platinum chip in his hand, he has it from you, shoots you, you get buried into the dirt. Eventually, one of Mr. House's robots, who you don't know is one of Mr. House's robots to begin with, but he unburies you, digs you up, and he brings you to the town doctor, this amazing doctor. I forget his name. I think it's Dr. Mitchell.
They got town doctors that can just bring people back to life. Like,
yeah, he basically takes the bullet out of your head, and you are alive. You have amnesia. You don't remember anything from before, just like Jason Bourne, essentially. Mm-hmm. And you kind of go out in the world. Do you want to figure out who shot you, get revenge? That's on you. Do you not give a fuck and want to do something completely different? That's totally fine. Do you want to randomly join the NCR? Sure. Do you want to join Kaiser's Legion and kill everybody in the world and become a horrible, sexist demolisher of life? Sure. I mean, there's so many options in Fallout New Vegas. The combat in New Vegas, so basically in Fallout 3, one of the most difficult things about Fallout 3 is that essentially Bethesda had to build gun combat from the ground up, which that company hadn't done since the Terminator
Why?
days.
Because anything in from Fallout 3? Fallout 3?
Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 were isometric. They didn't have turn-based combat.
I thought Fallout 3 came before Vegas, New Vegas.
Yeah, that's what I said. Fallout 3.
Jesus, I missed that. I thought you were talking about New Vegas.
No. That was the major. Well, in Fallout 3.
Okay.
That was the
word I missed. The key word.
Yeah, all good. Fallout 3. It's gonna connect. Connect. Fallout 3. Bethesda. That was one of the hardest things that they had to do because they basically had to invent gun combat for the new consoles too. Because, obviously Morrowind and Oblivion didn't have gun combat.
No.
The closest thing they had is a magic ball and they push it out.
Yeah.
Like, this is like fast-paced, like, shoot 'em ups.
Different, yeah.
So if you ever play Fallout 3, you're going to find the gun combat's really clunky. I love the gun combat, but it is extremely clunky because it's not like you can be like moving everywhere and so much. It's like you kind of have like this kind of like character that kind of always holds it like either by the hip or the scope, that kind of thing. Fallout New Vegas was interesting because they tightened up gun combat. They made it a lot more flexible, in a lot of ways more friendly. Gun combat in New Vegas is amazing. Like, I love the sniper role. They have great like animations for like death kills and stuff, kind of like how they had for Skyrim. Mm-hmm. Like when you shoot a deer or whatever. It's like super slow.
Slow it down or whatever.
They kind of have that same thing, the action. They still had VATS. They still had that improvement. So the gun combat was amazing. Plus, they had factions. They included back in factions, which Fallout 3 they deliberately didn't put in because they couldn't.
Yeah.
The space.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fallout New Vegas was awesome in that capacity. You also got the sick ass MCR armor and all that stuff. They had some of the best armor, some of the best melee. They had better melee combat in Fallout New Vegas than they did in Fallout 4, and no one can tell me otherwise. Fallout 4's melee was trash compared to New Vegas. I kid you not. You could literally, if you got like maxed out strength, you can fucking swing satellites in that game. Like, I kid you not. Like,
I never did a lot of melee in Fallout 4.
Because Fallout 4's melee was garbage.
Yeah.
It was kind of trash. Because they had... One of the things that Fallout 4 liked to sport about and like to flaunt was that they had so much gun customization and like weapon customization. But in actuality, they had like zero melee customization. Like, you could do like a like maybe 10 or less things with a baseball bat. Because, that's Boston themed Fenway.
Yeah.
And then you had the Ripper, which was like that kind of tiny chainsaw. Then you had, what the hell was that fancy one? It was like the shish kebab, which is like a flaming sword, which was cool, but they made it in Fallout 4. It's actually honestly less easy to use.
Yeah.
Because in like Fallout Fallout New Vegas, that's like a legendary weapon, and it's like you're fucking
God.
you're pretty OP with it. So I loved the melee combat in that, especially because you were fighting Kaiser's Legion, which were kind of these like Thor dressing weirdos, you know, and you know fighting them 1v1 was awesome. The only time fighting in New Vegas sucked was when you were fighting Deathclaws, which Deathclaws and they're every single person 100% with no deviation have found that Deathclaws in New Vegas way harder to fight than in Fallout 4. In Fallout 4, you can just like you can be like level 1 or whatever. Like you're the first mission. You like are jumping down in a suit of power armor with a machine gun and you kill like the Deathclaw in like 5 seconds in that cutscene. I don't know if you remember that. Did you ever get that far? Yeah. When you meet Preston Garvey, the kind of pioneer dressed in dude.
Well, I know Preston Garvey. Yeah. Someone needs your help. On your map. I know him.
When you find him though, and you like leave that building, there's a Deathclaw that attacks you immediately.
Oh.
Yeah. And you have to fight him, and you like get the machine gun and all that stuff, and it's like supposed to be very dramatic. But then when you find a Deathclaw like, out in the wild, like it's like so easy to fight him. But in these ones, dude, you could shoot him from like a sniper rifle from like the top of the crane, and these guys would like come after you. Like it's because it was literally designed that way because the way that the map is orchestrated, you have like
in New Vegas.
Yeah, you have a couple different ways to get to New Vegas. One, you go the long way, which is the idea that you're supposed to because you bump into all these civilizations and all that stuff. It's all really fun.
Yeah.
Or you can go like the fast way, which is through like the this old like mining area, which is like swarmed with all these threats, including a whole nest of like Deathclaws and like an alpha Deathclaw, and like dude,
you're gonna make it.
Yeah, that is tough. That is tough.
It seems like what differentiated Fallout New Vegas from the other Fallouts is also what the reasons why it was your favorite game, your favorite Fallout.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it. I also loved the strip because it kind of brought that whole idea of civilization back into it because there's all gambling places and all that stuff, and you have all these NPCs and you kind of have this city of NPCs, which isn't that common because here's the thing, and I think in my opinion, there has to be a certain balance between what is post-apocalyptic and what is actually fun to play.
Yeah.
Because in 76, one of the biggest issues they had to begin with was that they had 0 NPCs.
Yeah.
So essentially, which is wild for any game.
Yeah.
Not just a Bethesda game, not just a Fallout game, but just in general. Because I guess the idea behind that, which was, is a decent idea, I guess, was that the idea that
you're alone.
Well, that the other players, the other multiplayers, they would be like populating it with you, like the 16 other players, and you guys would work together. But I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna be getting a lot of lore out of Pussy Slayer 69, like in a fucking lobby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and the only kind of main storyline that you had in 76 was basically you followed a bunch of these holotapes. You would kind of plug into your thing and listen to a voice recorded message of the overseer of your vault, which was boring. It's like trying to listen to a book on tape when just walking around.
Yeah, it's like where the instructions on the other side kind of thing.
Yeah. And then
some other games have done shit like that.
Yeah, and it also had this really really stupid like kind of side thing where you were supposed to be like a pioneer helper. The idea was that like because it's West Virginia, so there's like all Boy Scouts and like firefighters and like first responders, and that was like the whole theme, and like the Mothman and all that stuff, which we never really got into the Mothman. But like I was like, who wants to be a fucking Cub Scout in the post-apocalypse? Like what happened to the DC ruined metro area where like you have ghouls in like
power armored
poorly lit areas?
Yeah,
and that was the thing too. I don't because you haven't played. Did you ever watch with your brother in New Vegas the old ghouls?
Maybe. You have to understand that was a minute ago.
That was a minute ago. Yeah, that's fair. But basically, in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, they had different ghouls than you see in Fallout 4.
In Fallout 4, were the ghouls more tame or domesticated?
In Fallout,
like they were actually like the humans still around.
Yeah, I'm talking about the wild ghouls.
Oh.
Like the fully maddened ghouls that are insane.
Oh.
In Fallout 4, they're like very much like World War Z zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just sprint at you and kind of bump into you. Literally, they'll bump into you and trip. Kind of funny. But in like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, they were like horror like ghouls. Like you would see them in like a dark train track
Oh, Jesus
with
Christ.
no lighting whatsoever behind like these chain link fences, and they would like come at you and like they were terrifying. Like look up right now, like Fallout 3 ghouls. There's a whole and we have to do a fucking podcast episode about the whole Cthulhu theory in Fallout because I stick by that to a T. But the ghouls in Fallout 3 were pretty terrifying.
Looks like Snoke.
Yeah, and then you go to Fallout 3, when you see that in the dark,
No thanks.
it's very different, man.
No thanks.
Yeah.
I'll take Fallout 4.
Yeah, exactly. So.
The bloated, glowing one.
Yeah, the glowing ones are kind of bitch to fight. Because back in the day, radiation damage wasn't considered part of your normal health bar, if that makes sense. Because in Fallout 4, you get irradiated, and like that sneaks up your health bar until you die.
Yeah.
And then you have to get rid of both the radiation and the health.
And you have to heal.
It was a little bit easier to manage in Fallout 3 in New Vegas, where
because you would have like an irradiation.
you had a
level.
Geiger, basically a Geiger counter, and basically you could have whatever radiation, but past certain levels, and that would be fine. It didn't affect your actual full health, which I guess for the sake of realism, it makes more sense
that it would directly affect your health.
It does become a little bit annoying, but that's, I mean, it's kind of, I can't argue with it, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense. Logistically speaking, it makes sense.
So out of all the Fallouts that we've kind of gone through, which one would you be most interested in playing? Because you've already played 4. Which would you vibe with? Because you got the first 2, which are those isometric ones. You also have their little spin-off. From what I can tell, I guess Fallout 2 had a lot of like pop culture references that might be lost on us nowadays.
Yeah.
And then you got Fallout 3, obviously, which is the classic where Liam Neeson's your dad, and you have to save the world with the the whole water creator or whatever it is. Then you got New Vegas, where you're the lone courier 6. You kind of get this cool like western feel to it. And then you got 76.
We don't have to talk about 76. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I would say out of all of them, I would want to play Fallout 4 again more for the base building to get way further into that.
Yeah.
But Fallout New Vegas, just from everything that you said and from what I've actually witnessed playing, it just seems more immersive. It seems a little more tame, I suppose. My biggest problem with Fallout, as I mentioned, is it just makes me so uncomfortable playing it. Just because of how realistic it seems. Like I can't get immersed. My body's like actively trying to not immerse myself.
Not be in this situation.
Yeah. So I think Fallout New Vegas just seems the most digestible in terms of that. It seems like there's less horror fuel.
Yeah, and it's less hardcore dreary.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean that's the thing about Fallout 3. Like if you're playing Fallout 3, you're literally just in depressed.
It's so
destroyed DC the entire time.
Yeah.
Like that whole time, you're looking at these gray buildings. They had a running joke in the artist's room of Bethesda Game Studio, where basically like the artists were like, we can't use the color green unless it's in the HUD. Like no plant life is alive. It's all dead. So they're like, we're just gonna make the most out of using it in the actual, heads-up display.
Everything's green.
yeah. There's some irony there. But yeah, Fallout New Vegas is interesting. There was also different like biomes. There's different environments. The one thing people don't like about New Vegas, which is one of the hardest enemies, which is I think they're called Casadas or whatever. Cazadores. No, they're Cazadores. Basically these radiated giant wasps that come in swarms, and they will
fuck your shit up.
Bro, when I tell you, it gives me no better joy than finding one of their home areas, tossing a landmine down from above, and then sniping that landmine so that they blow up. You feel some type of way. That's like getting a natural 20 and executing a dragon in the best way possible in D&D. It's that same feeling.
Oh, yeah. It's like playing a crit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you.
Yeah. Plus, there's a lot to do in New Vegas. You can choose whatever kind of combat approach that you do, because in Fallout 4, there is a lot of combat approaches. Not all are as rewarding, if that makes sense.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Like, you can't really be a...
Well, there's some where you can, like, run through and, like, kind of gun things down, but then there's other where you have to be so tactical and it's just a grind to fight.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of that.
And they kind of nerfed a lot of stuff because, I mean, in Fallout 4, like, I already complained about melee, but in Fallout 4, sniper rifles aren't as powerful as they would normally be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's the way that the other characters or the enemies level up with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that like normally in Fallout New Vegas, if you get like because there's a level cap in New Vegas.
Okay.
If you get to a high enough level and you have kind of gone balls to the wall, gotten the best sniper rifle, gotten like your stealth shit on point and all that stuff, you can like headshot the coldest dude, and it's realistic in that sense. In Fallout 4, it doesn't matter really. If you're like too low a level or whatever, that same sniper rifle for some reason doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Which, I guess to make things even, that's fine.
Yeah,
But,
like you can level up, and then you also have to like get better gear to compensate.
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
harder.
yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah, same with like Skyrim. Like you'll upgrade your weapons, you'll get better weapons.
Yeah.
So.
And that was the kind of the major downfall of 76 too, is that 76 doesn't have a standard leveling system. You use playing cards.
Or the more you talk about 76, like, I just get more and more confused.
Like you have to.
And it's like there's no. By the way, there's no NPCs. What about leveling system? Oh yeah, playing cards, and then.
Playing cards randomly selected from a deck.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, here's the thing. Like, if it were like a hardcore like say it was like a game that had like a gambling aspect all the time, that like
or like
you
with,
were constantly playing cards with the other person,
or like with, is it any way in the sense of, with Payday, how you get different perks and like you level up depending on like your card deck that you pick? Is it akin to that?
Not as structured.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I really fucking dropped the ball on that.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
It did
It
shock
almost
me.
sounds like they're just like
'Cause you gotta remember,
throwing
I
it at
had-
a wall to see what sticks, which does not seem like the way they do things.
I had like the fucking $200 something.
Yeah, is that the one that you get the Pip
I
Boy
got the
with?
helmet and all that shit, and yeah, I didn't listen to the
You
naysayers.
splash cash on something.
Okay, well, because I said, and I'll admit I was wrong, but I was like, Bethesda can't make a bad game. I'm like, I stood by that. Like, I heard that it was going to be online only. I heard that it was going to have no NPCs, and I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a great game. Bethesda's behind it. They can't fuck up, and they dropped the ball into the floorboards, and I was like, oh. And there's a lot of people that nowadays that still, swear by 76. They like 76, which is fine. I have a guy, a friend of mine, a friend of a friend. His name's Ed, and he's like swears by it. Like he plays it all the time, like with his son or whatever. And I'm like, I mean, to each their own, sure. But like for like the hardcore RPG, because you have to remember these are all like single player experiences, man.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own way that they go about it. Everyone has their own style.
Granted, that would help me if there was more multiplayer to like get involved in these worlds with somebody else playing with you would help me.
You mean like co-op?
Yeah, psychologically get through it.
Yeah. Well, because in 76, they have that whole building component. But I was like building one time when it first started, and the fucking 12-year-olds or whatever, they just come in and nuke your house.
That's trash.
And you're like, dude,
why is it so toxic?
well, it's like, bro, they should be able to destroy that shit. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like, I guess it's part of the game, but like at the same time, it's like if you're gonna make a game online only, and that there are like some dudes that only dedicate to building, like that's all they'll do the entire time.
And the other people that are just toxic.
Then why make it so easily vulnerable? I think they've fixed it since, honestly, but still. Maybe I'll put this question to you, and then you can slap it back at me as well. But where would you like to see Fallout 5 take place? Like locationally, they're gonna make a Fallout 5. If they don't make a Fallout 5, it might not be in our fucking lifetimes, but it's way too successful a game for them not to make another one. That's like Elder Scrolls 6. You know what's coming. It might take another 500 years, but it's coming.
I'm like getting so like turned on. Like, I'm not even gonna want to buy it when it comes out.
Dude, we're gonna be on a
because if this thing does not I don't even know if this thing doesn't blow my dick off with how good it is.
Yeah, for those that are wondering in the studio audience, we were sophomores or juniors in 2012? Sophomore in high school, and we are now 27-and-a-half-year-old men.
I think I have it right there, 360.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's been 11 or 12 years now, and they're still releasing it in Skyrim.
Yeah, they're just re-releasing.
They're just re-releasing it.
You with Fallout.
That's why I have that God Howard, man.
With Skyrim,
a game that will never die.
When I think it was the very first upgraded edition they did. or whatever.
Mm.
Like they made such a thing of it. My friend, one of my good
enhanced
friends,
edition or whatever.
yeah, one of my good friends at the time were like, this shit drops like tonight. I'm like, let's go to Walmart. Let's go buy this fucking game and play it, right?
Yeah.
We go to Walmart at midnight.
Yeah.
There's no Skyrims. The only Skyrim is like the regular one. We asked one of the associates, like, I don't know. I don't know where it is. So we ended up buying chocolate milk and cosmic brownies.
Oh wow.
And just went home and just ate that. It was the most depressing thing in my life. It was so depressing.
Disappointing.
Yeah, we're like, wow, why did we think this was gonna be a thing?
Yeah.
But in terms of the next Fallout,
yeah. So far, let me list it off. So far, because we've had a little bit of the West Coast, I think, with the first two or whatever. We've had the DC area.
Mm-hmm.
We've had Las Vegas, Nevada. We've had Boston, and we've had West Virginia.
I'd like it to take place outside of the United States. I know how we've discussed things a little bit in our first episode. I think it would be so cool to see what went on the other side of the country, and I think a really cool twist would be like what I said. And it's probably not going to be like that, but you walk out and it's just like this completely normal society. And then like trying to, maybe there's some other things going on that like makes you get involved with like the post-apocalyptic, like there could be like huge walls in the society that you live in, even though everything looks normal on the outside of the walls. It's just like fucking irradiated chaos kind of shit. Something like that. Because I mean, how many other places could they go? Maybe Alaska.
Yeah,
because I know there was some huge like
Alaska.
There's some huge shit that went down there.
Anchorage,
Hawaii. You know, that would be cool. Like get like some tropical vibes going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really know. I'm not involved enough with it to like be like, oh wow, if they did this, it's gonna make me want to play it.
Yeah, that's also true.
What about you? Let's slap it back.
Yeah. I had that kind of same idea of maybe Alaska, but at the same time, you're like, it doesn't quite align with any other Fallout games, so they would kind of be breaching new territory. Also,
it'd be more. It would almost seem more like Call of Duty at that point because it was just like mostly military installations and shit like that.
Yeah, the fuel reserves and whatnot.
Yeah.
It'd also be kind of interesting too because when you think about it, Wasteland 3. I know we were talking about the kind of spirit. They spiritually came from the same game, Fallout and the original Wasteland, but Wasteland 3 just took place in like a snow region. So like, that'd be kind of weird if it was like snow and then another snow for those same kind of post-apocalyptic feels.
Maybe.
But I was thinking, I just love fucking New Vegas, man. So like, maybe some kind of desert area again, like the Grand Canyon or some shit. See how those guys have somehow formed.
Oh, that'd be crazy if they created a whole civilization inside the Grand Canyon.
Inside the Grand
That'd
Canyon
be crazy.
or some shit. Leaving it up to that, but I also wouldn't mind seeing it at like a different area, like a different country. The only thing is though, with a different country, it's like a lot of Fallout is based around that whole kind of America during the Red Scare situation. So they utilize a lot of like that whole kind of flavor text of like those old American songs, those old posters that you see.
Yeah, it might not fit with the vibe.
It would be tough. They would have to like kind of
do their research.
They would not only have to do their research, they would have to kind of make a whole brand new world essentially. Because you know that's another flavoring of all that stuff.
Yeah, see how society was developing there in real time versus like how would things evolve in different countries. In the Fallout universe.
It also might be interesting to see like a New York, in NYC or some shit, because that's a major city. There's probably a bunch of shit there. I'm not a huge That's the thing though. I'm not a huge New York fan like as a person.
Yeah.
So it's like that. It's tough, man. I mean, I'd be happy no matter where they did it. There's actually a group of fans that made a Fallout. I think Fallout Hawaii or Fallout some kind of beach area.
Let's take a look. Fallout Miami. There's an upcoming DLC-sized mod for Fallout 4 with an original setting, complete with its own engrossing side quest characters, including new companions. The central theme of our story is a struggle between order and freedom. The setting for this new adventure is post-apocalyptic vacation wasteland of Miami Beach, once a popular tourist destination attracting rich and glamorous visitors, both foreign and domestic. Now plays a host to an eclectic assortment of factions and societies, each with its own culture and approach to the challenges of this new post-nuclear war. 2-minute trailer. Oh, this hasn't even come out yet?
No, they've been working on it for years. Was that an alligator?
Yeah. Oh, he's got the fucking floaty on him. That actually looks pretty fun.
Yeah.
I like that. It's so cool because you'd almost think that was made by Bethesda.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's so cool.
The modding community is pretty legit, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Before we wrap up this episode of Pandora's Box, I felt it appropriate. Felt it appropriate that we play this cutscene that Christian's mentioned once or twice and is pretty obsessed with the meme version of it.
Yeah.
This is the opening from Fallout New Vegas, right?
Yeah. So this is the opening scene of Fallout New Vegas, where we get introduced to the main antagonist, the reason for your memory loss and all that stuff. But there's a very hilarious meme version that I don't know. Maybe we'll play it.
We gotta play the
Yeah.
play the meme version
There
as
we go.
well.
Yeah, I just love the aesthetic, man. Because everything's kind of casino based. Everything's still have 200 years later. You still have that kind of old crooner vibes too, because it was that 50s. It's like if Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra never lost popularity.
Yeah. Those are security drones.
Yep. Sniping was so funny.
God damn.
It's the Fiends.
Are those the...
It was Kaiser's Legion.
Yeah, that one.
There you are.
War never changes.
Oh, wow.
When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new
So these are some of the
societies,
factions, the
establishing
Great Khans.
villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic,
Oh, it's got the two-headed bear.
dedicated to old
This makes me
world
want to play this again.
democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and
Oh, that's another thing. Oh, I completely forgot about that. Survival was like the whole crafting system. That was unique to Fallout New Vegas too.
So like you had like health or like hunger and thirst and shit like that.
You could take like ferns and some herbs and like mix that together to make some cool shit.
To occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic.
That is the funniest. I don't know if that was intentional, but that's like a whole thing in New Vegas that no one knows if it's Kaiser's Legion or Caesar's Legion. Like
Across the
literally.
river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally. Guess who's waking up over here? Time to cash out.
We can get it over with.
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-karat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
So the running joke is that he makes a meme, and we have the meme version.
It's the same scene, same thing with Benny in the suit.
Hope this interaction doesn't lead to any kind of fallout between us. Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, just botches the fucking.
It's such a cinematic opening. Meanwhile, hope this interaction doesn't lead to any fallout between us. Fallout New Vegas.
It's like, that's the joke.
It's the worst.
Oh my god, that's funny.
But yeah, on the next episode, we'll try and go in more in depth to all of the intricacies that is Fallout. There's a lot of theories and opinions that
Oh
I'd
yeah,
like to
very
put through.
interested. He made mention of one in particular for Fallout 3.
Yeah, some of you guys might have heard it out there. There's a theory that roams about that the war was actually started partially because of a otherworldly Cthulhu-like entity, which sounds absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But there's too much evidence to possibly ignore, and so I have somehow become one of these conspirators, and I would be very happy to kind of show
To
time.
find that bee.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fun. Next time on Pandora's
When all of a
Box.
sudden I wants to stop at the foot of the mountains that have no top. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand.
I'm going out to stake me some government land.
Uranium fever has done and got me down. Well, I took my Geiger and I started to climb right up to the top where I thought I'd find a hunk of rock that'd make it click just like I'd read about Vernon Pick. On the second day, I made the top, and I'm telling you, Steve, I was ready to stop. The only clicking that I heard that day was the bones in my back that had gone astray. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever, it's spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand.
I'm going out to stake me some government land.
Uranium fever has done and got me down. Well, you pack up your things, you head out again into some unknown spot where nobody's been. You reach the spot where your fortune lies. You find it's been staked by 17 other guys. Well, I ain't kidding, I ain't gonna quit. That bug's done caught me and I've been bit. So with a Geiger counter and a pick in my hand, I'll keep right on staking that government land. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand.
I'm going out to stake me some government land.
Uranium fever has done and got me down.